Countdown Till Christmas is brought to you by Princess Grams. Personalized, magical, musical greetings from your favorite characters. Learn more and send one at princessgrams.com. Oh, hello. Have you come to celebrate Christmas together? Oh, I'm so glad. You know, we are going to decorate and sing songs and have stories. It's going to be so much fun. And you know, every day you can come back and visit me here. Just click on the door for the day and you'll find something special. Now, this is Sasha. And sometimes she'll probably be with me, and other times she might go and wander around on her own. Sometimes she likes to sleep up here. Christmas is my favorite time of the year, except maybe for the springtime when the flowers begin to bloom, or the summer when it's so nice and warm, or the autumn when the leaves begin to change colors, announcing that it's Christmas time again. And you arrived just in time to help me put up the first ornament on my tree. It's inside this, which is called an advent calendar. This is what mine looks like. There are many different kinds of advent calendars, but what they have all in common is that they count down the days until Christmas. So that's what we call the period before Christmas. Advent, that's the name. And then calendar because it's counting down the days. And I'm pretty excited to see what's in the first day of mine. Would you like to find out too? Okay, let's look. Oh, today's surprise comes from New Zealand. That's a country in the southern hemisphere. Did you know that Christmas is a summer holiday there? Polynesian explorers were the first people to discover New Zealand. Maybe you know the Disney movie Moana. That's also about Polynesian explorers. Well, the Polynesian people who settled in New Zealand are called the Maori. And this ornament is a Maori tiki. It represents love, thinking, strength, communication, and good luck. That looks nice. Now there's a tree that's very special to the Maori people, and it's called the pohutukawa, and it blooms with bright red flowers during the Christmas season. So it's also called the New Zealand Christmas tree. Isn't it beautiful? In the Te Reo Maori language, the way to say Merry Christmas is Meri Kirihimete. Do you want to try that with me? The beginning is Meri, which is quite like how we say Merry, Merry Christmas. So Meri, Meri, very good. And the second word is Kirihimete. So that's ki, ri, hi, ki, ri, hi. Try it with me. Ki, ri, hi, mete, mete. All together, it's kirihimete. Can you say it too? Kirihimete. And with the beginning word, it's meri kirihimete. Meri kirihimete. I know a great song about saying Merry Christmas to people. I wonder if you know it too. It goes like this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Why don't you sing it with me? We'll work on the first part of the song today, and tomorrow we can learn the second part, okay? So the beginning goes like this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So you want to sing it together? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Great job. Let's sing it one more time, okay? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, that was beautiful. I'm so excited to learn the rest of it with you tomorrow. But right now, it's time for our story of the day. Today's story is called Little Girl's Christmas, and it's by Winnifred E. Lincoln. It was Christmas Eve, and Little Girl had just hung up her stocking by the fireplace, right where it would be all ready for Santa when he slipped down the chimney. She knew he was coming because it was Christmas Eve, and because he had always come to leave gifts for her on all the other Christmas Eves that she could remember, and because she had seen his pictures everywhere downtown that afternoon when she was out with Mother. Still, she wasn't just satisfied. Way down in her heart, she was a little uncertain. You see, when you have never really and truly seen a person with your very own eyes, it's hard to feel as if you exactly believed in him, even though that person always has left beautiful gifts for you every time he has come. "Oh, he'll come," said Little Girl. "I just know he will be here in the morning. But somehow I wish..." "What do you wish?" said a tiny voice close by her, so close that Little Girl fairly jumped when she heard it. "Why, I wish I could see Santa myself. I'd just like to go and see his house and his workshop and ride in his sleigh and know Mrs. Santa. Oh, it would be such fun, and then I'd know for sure." "Why don't you just go then?" said Tiny Voice. "It's easy enough. Just try on these shoes and take this light in your hand, and you'll find your way all right." So Little Girl looked down on the hearth, and there were two cunning little shoes side by side, and a little spark of light close to them, just as if they were all made out of one of the glowing coals of the wood fire. Such cunning shoes as they were, Little Girl could hardly wait to pull off her slippers and try them on. They looked as if they were too small, but they weren't. They fitted exactly right, and just as Little Girl had put both of them on and had taken the light in her hand, along came a little breath of wind, and away she went up the chimney, along with ever so many other little sparks, past the soot fairies and out into the open air, where Jack Frost and the starbeams were all busy at work, making the world look pretty for Christmas. Away went Little Girl, two shoes, bright light and all, higher and higher, until she looked like a wee bit of a star up in the sky. It was the funniest thing, but she seemed to know the way perfectly, and didn't have to stop and make inquiries anywhere. You see, it was a straight road all the way, and when one doesn't have to think about turning to the right or the left, it makes things very much easier. Pretty soon, Little Girl noticed that there was a very bright light all around her. Oh, a very bright light, and right away, something down in her heart began to make her feel very happy indeed. She didn't know that the Christmas spirits and little Christmas fairies were all around her, and even right inside her, because she couldn't see a single one of them, even though her eyes were very bright and could usually see a great deal. But that was just it, and Little Girl felt as if she wanted to laugh and sing and be glad. It made her remember the sick boy who lived next door, and she said to herself that she would carry him one of her prettiest picture books in the morning, so that he could have something to make him happy all day. By and by, when the bright light all around her had grown very, very much brighter, Little Girl saw a path right in front of her, all straight and trim, leading up a hill to a big, big house with ever and ever so many windows in it. When she had gone just a bit nearer, she saw candles in every window, red and green and yellow ones, and every one burning brightly. So Little Girl knew right away that these were Christmas candles to light her on her journey and make the way clear for her. And something told her that this was Santa's house, and that pretty soon she would perhaps see Santa himself. Just as she neared the steps, and before she could possibly have had time to ring the bell, the door opened of itself as wide as could be, and there stood, not Santa himself, don't think it, but a funny little man with slender little legs and a roly-poly stomach which shook every now and then when he laughed. You would have known right away, just as Little Girl knew, that he was a very happy little man, and you would have guessed right away, too, that the reason he was so roly-poly was because he laughed and chuckled and smiled all the time. For it's only sour, cross folks who are thin and skimpy. Quick as a wink, he pulled off his little peaked red cap, smiled the broadest kind of a smile, and said, "Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Come in, come in!" So in went Little Girl, holding fast to Little Man's hand. And when she was really inside, there was the jolliest, reddest fire all glowing and snapping. And there were Little Man and all his brothers and sisters, who said their names were Merry Christmas and Good Cheer and ever so many other jolly-sounding things. And there were such a lot of them that Little Girl just knew she never could count them, no matter how long she tried. All around her were bundles and boxes and piles of toys and games, and Little Girl knew that these were all ready and waiting to be loaded into Santa's big sleigh for his reindeer to whirl them away over cloud tops and snowdrifts to the little people down below who had left their stockings all ready for him. Pretty soon, all the little Good Cheer brothers began to hurry and bustle and carry out the bundles as fast as they could to the steps where Little Girl could hear the jingling bells and the stamping of hoofs. So Little Girl picked up some bundles and skipped along too, for she wanted to help a bit herself. It's no fun whatever at Christmas unless you can help, you know. And there in the yard stood the biggest sleigh that Little Girl had ever seen. And the reindeer were all stamping and prancing and jingling the bells on their harnesses because they were so eager to be on their way to the earth once more. She could hardly wait for Santa to come, and just as she had begun to wonder where he was, the door opened again, and out came a whole forest of Christmas trees. At least it looked just as if a whole forest had started out for a walk somewhere. But a second glance showed Little Girl that there were thousands of Christmas sprites, and that each one carried a tree or a big Christmas wreath on his back. Behind them all, she could hear someone laughing loudly and talking in a big, jovial voice that sounded as if he were good friends with the whole world. And straight away, she knew that Santa himself was coming. Little Girl's heart went pit-a-pat for a minute, and she wondered if Santa would notice her. Do you think he will? And what do you think Santa will do when he sees a human child there? Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to wait until tomorrow to find out what happens to little girl and to Santa. But I hope you'll come back because the rest of the story is very good and I think you'll like how it ends. So for now, I thought I would end our time together today with a song. And this song is an Advent carol. So Advent is what we're celebrating right now, the countdown until Christmas. And this carol is called O Come, Emmanuel. I bet you may have heard it before. So if you know it and would like to, why don't you sing along with me, okay? O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. I'll see you tomorrow, and Merry Christmas. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. That not only encourages me, it also makes a big difference to my channel and helps others find videos they would enjoy too. Wishing you a joyful season and a happy day. I'll see you tomorrow.